I see like a lot of people now talking about how time seems to be going by faster. It's not only because it goes by quicker the older you get. That's a given. You gotta expect it goes by quicker. But there's something going on with the world, making it seem as if it's going by really fast. And they say the day is it just disappears. Like you wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, and then before you know it, it's 8 o'clock at night, or 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, wait a minute, it was just 8 o'clock a few hours ago. You got a lot of things going on in the world, man. You got the mocking of the Leonardo da Vinci Last Supper. I was like, just blatant disrespect, right? And apparently they took it down. But why? If you're gonna do something like that, why don't you stand on it? Why would you even think of doing something like that in the first place? If you have the audacity and then you cower and take it down, that just shows the integrity of these people. It's disgusting. In front of children? Private parts hanging out in front of young children. I didn't even see it. I just hear things through the grapevine, basically, because I don't pay attention. I don't have time to pay attention to current events. Even when Trump got shot, I saw all the videos from the mainstream media on my YouTube right front and center, and I knew right away. My first reaction, to be honest, was like, here we go again. It seems like, yeah, that reminds me of some WWF stuff. Like right away, my default setting goes right to, yeah, this is a nice movie we're gonna watch here. And I didn't even watch it till the next day, to be honest with you. I was real busy. I'm not interested. I don't want to be distracted, because when I watch it, I'm gonna read the comments, I'm gonna do all this stuff. It's not gonna be just a quick look. But my first reaction was like, oh wow, it looked real. It looked real. And then I watched it again. And I said, wait a minute. I think I saw another clip. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would they let you throw your fist in the air? It just seems so orchestrated. I don't think it's wise to trust any politician, man. I think it's very intelligent to trust yourself instead. Because politicians are professional liars and deceivers. Some people are all caught up in the politics. They follow it to a T, and they want their certain candidate to be hired for the position of spokesperson for the corporation of the United States. They say it's important, but I feel like there's a lot of other things that are more important than that. No, I don't knock it if that's what you want to use your attention for, but I don't know, I just feel like I have a different purpose in this life than to be wrapped up into that and putting on the bumper stickers of which political party I'm affiliated with. And, it's like gangs and stuff. It's like, yeah, let's put on Red Sox versus Yankees. It's like, I was never like a sports fanatic like that. I like to play sports and dreamed of someday maybe playing professionally to make a lot of money, but I never looked at sports like, well, that's my team. I was never into groupthink, and I never will be. Because what does it get you? Oh, yes, my team is winning. Meanwhile, you're not even playing on the team, so it's really not your team. Maybe the team is from your city, and they represent your city, which is cool, but whatever. Groupthink is not the way to go. If you want to be an individuated person and really create in this world, you got to let go of groupthink. because it's there to trap you. It sounds like a conspiracy, right? But it's not. Think about it. It takes you and gives you a purpose. Your purpose is to root for this team, the red one or the blue one. And then you devote all your time to that cause and forget about your own cause. What about you? What about your cause? What about your purpose? Don't forget about you, man. Don't forget about the example that you want to set. Don't forget about the things you want to accomplish. Don't forget about the places that you want to go in this life. Don't forget about the legacy you want to leave behind. There comes a time in life where you got to question your beliefs. You really got to question what you think is right and what you think is wrong. And you got to always revisit your beliefs to check to see if they're actually good beliefs. If are these beliefs that you have actually leading you towards the good life, or are they hindering you? And to say that you don't have any negative beliefs, it's kind of pompous, because everybody does. Nobody is perfect in the mental. Nobody has a perfect mind. And we're not supposed to. And you see, like, a lot of people, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of people, especially online, like to make themselves appear as though they're perfect. They never have any negative beliefs. They're all, abundance 24/7. But they won't tell you the skeletons in their closet. They won't tell you when they have limiting beliefs or negative beliefs. But you gotta, it's like when you have anger. Acknowledge your anger. Okay, I feel an anger sensation. Like, once in a while I get angry. And it's usually when somebody is very disrespectful in traffic or something while I'm driving. And I have a flash of, okay, I want to punch that guy in the face. Like, straight up. This is like, I'm not like a yogi zen master here. Like, I have a quick thought. It doesn't last long, but I have a quick thought that flashes in my mind of me saying something, and eventually, like, it gets to the point where I just tap him in his jaw, like chin check him real quick. But then I say no. But it does cross my mind, because that's the way my childhood was. We used to fight. Like, if somebody disrespected you, you fought. That's the school I come from. You got to understand, I came from a middle school where there was fights every week. Every couple of days, people were getting suspended for fights. There were so many fights, they couldn't even catch all the fights happening. You know what I mean? That one fight would break out, another one would break out on another section of the school, and they can only do so much. Kids would go across the street and fight after school, They couldn't catch all of it. But, as kids, growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was just a time to fight, dude. We didn't have cell phones to distract us. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But, it's part of my DNA to fight, I fought with all my friends. I fought with my brother. We did this, man. It's not something to be proud of. It's just, I'm explaining to you. This is why I think people that are my age, we're like, you know what, you're going to run your mouth? Well, why don't we just talk with our hands instead? Because, you're taking it there, right? You want to take it there? But the reason why I say all that is because we can't react like that. Because doing things like that, they're just not intelligent. Like, look, if the person that disrespected me on the road today brought me to that point, then a whole bunch of other negative things could have happened that would deter me and set me off course from the goal that I'm trying to get to. It's just one more thing to interrupt my path and my plan. So what do I do instead? I say, the perspective kicks in and I say, no, let it go. There's no need to even get all riled up. There's no need to have a accelerated heart rate. But it naturally will happen. If somebody knows how to push your buttons, you will feel an accelerated heart rate. It's just a physiological response that's natural. What you do is you just acknowledge it. Okay, my anger kicked in. I'm going to take a deep breath. Maybe take another deep breath. And think about the perspective. Okay, I'm going to slow my heart rate down. I'm going to control this response that I'm having. And then within seconds, you're able to calm that as if it never even happened, because you're using a different perspective. Instead of feeding into it and ruminating on how you want to say this or say that or punch the person or whatever, you're choosing a different route. You're routing the same thought into a different avenue. That's all. Because in the grand scheme of the whole thing, it's not even worth it. It's time to really gain control over our time and gain control over our emotions and our reactions. Don't, the same way somebody would tick you off in traffic or whoever knows how to push your buttons, you got to be able to control your inner state with that. But you also got to control your inner state with things that you see on the TV screen. And anything that triggers you, in fact, anything that triggers you, whether it's another person in real life or whether it's just pixels on a television screen or a smartphone screen or any kind of screen. Think about it like this. You have the real world. The real world is when you're out driving in traffic and somebody cuts you off and gives you the finger and or they drive and they almost crash into you or something. You're going to have a little bit of adrenaline response because you almost got into an accident. So you want to say, hey, okay, let me calm that down because I'm not in an accident, first of all, so that I can think straight. Because when you're having a adrenaline response, no matter how big the response is, you're not able to think clearly because all the blood is flowing to your muscles and your extremities to protect yourself or to run. So you want to stop that from happening. You want to get the blood flow back into the brain. The same thing when you have a response, whether it's a text message from somebody that gets under your skin, it could be that. People have adrenaline and fight or flight responses from a text message being sent. Literally just words on a screen, pixelated images, whether it's something on the news or something somebody texts you. You shouldn't be having any kind of adrenaline response from any of that stuff, because if you think about it, it's actually not the real world. It may have came from a real person, but those pixelated images are not reality, no matter who they came from. A lot of these things come from bots. And if it's somebody you know texting you all crazy, it shouldn't affect you as if you almost got into a car accident. That's what I'm trying to say. Take control of your emotional state. When you can take control of your emotional state, you can take control of your time. And then when you take control of your time, now you have more creativity. So just keep that in mind and get to the next level, all right? Keep pushing on. Stay safe out there.